Drifting Leaf, I really enjoyed this. I loved the animation. I thought that was really beautiful. I thought it was amazing artwork. I also loved how many different kind of phases of life or phases of Earth it shifted through and sifted through. I thought that was really incredible because I think a lot of the time when we think about Earth and we think about the environment, we get caught up in this kind of current phase of the globe with humans and, you know, the fact that we have absolutely dominated and mostly destroyed the planet. But I think a lot of the time we forget that it did have all of these different other massive phases before we were around, but one of the constants has been plants the entire time. So I thought this was just kind of a fun way of highlighting the fact that plants have been around almost the like throughout all of these different significant like epics of the world, you know, documented through. So I thought it was really great.
Drifting of a Leaf. This was a very interesting animation short. I'm sure it wasn't easy to make, but the animation is purely amazing. It's powerful, it's beautiful, and we can see this leaf going on and growing into a tree while there are these two people having probably their first appointment or their first rendezvous. So I think overall there was this kind of connection between a relationship, a human relationship being established, being made and starting, and a leaf growing into a tree. So that means a new relationship coming and a new life coming at the same time. I think it was a very powerful message, and overall the short was quite enjoyable and with stunning animation and a great selection of colors. I really loved the color used in the short, and the fact that even though it's just a 2-minute short is very powerful and it hits you right in the inside. So overall, great short movie. Congratulations.
All right, I just finished watching Drifting of a Leaf. I enjoyed this piece. I thought it was a really interesting meditation on like time, on nature, life and death, sort of the interconnected dynamics between all things, really, nature, the universe. And I thought that the piece had a really interesting stylistic approach that I thought was very endearing and relatable, and sort of was built in a way that's accessible to everybody. And I really thought that the style that was employed made the piece more intimate and personal, and allowed it to sort of create a level of depth, even though there was, I believe, no dialogue and not sort of a cohesive plot that you think you could follow. But I thought that the journey of the leaf and sort of the ideas about time really worked well to sort of give the piece a sense of depth that went beyond just sort of the animation, the stylistic pursuit of the piece. So I ended up enjoying it and thought it was very well done, and it was sort of open to interpretation while also having a core idea and message that I thought was easy to wrap yourself around and sort of get into the feel and flow of the piece, especially because of the style of music I thought employed really helped contribute to that as well. So I ended up enjoying it overall.
Drifting of a Leaf. This was really cool. I think the filmmakers did a great job with the art style and the animation, what they decided to go with. The story of it was really gorgeous, being able to kind of follow this leaf and everywhere that it was going. I thought that was great. And the music was just absolutely perfect. And kudos on the special effects too, because they came across so nicely. So everything was great. Yeah, enjoyable film.
Drifting of a Leaf was very thought-provoking for an animation that was as short as it was. It definitely made me realize that no matter what, no matter the time or the generation, nature will always be there, so long as we do our part in maintaining it. It was here before we were, it'll be here after we're gone. It reminds me a bit of this series called Life After People, where it basically asks the question of what would happen if one day humanity were to just disappear, not from any specific reason, just one day just blip away. And the answer was always nature would just take everything back. And I always found that very fascinating. Uh, and it's very cosmic in a sense. No matter what, so long as we don't actively try to destroy it, nature will always outlast us.
Drifting of a Leaf, for me, really told the story of nature and how long it has existed, it has always existed, that it will always exist, even long after we're gone, and how old it is, and I don't think we realize how old it is. And for me, seeing it start off in like the dinosaur age, I'm sure there are like rocks and fossils and trees and God knows what that have been preserved since that time. Um, it's everywhere, and I think going on this journey with this leaf, it's kind of just narrating that, like, hey, I am here. I've always been here, and I will persist. I really like that message, and also the drawing of this was so unique. It felt very original, very hand drawn. I liked that it was mostly in black and white, and then we just see the leaf in color. I just think that it was very intentional. It was a very creative way to tell a story. So great job with this.
Drifting on a Leaf. Well, this animated short was done with sketching and painting. We watch a leaf travel through time in unique and curious ways. It goes from prehistoric days to a modern street scene where it seeds and grows and develops leaves as a family grows inside a building. We see that happen behind the tree. I like the story vision and the broad strokes of paint at times, contrasting with pencil detail or hand-drawn detail from the earlier prehistoric times. There's very little sound effect, but just enough. It doesn't distract from the artistry. Just a really classy piece.
This film felt like it was hand-drawn using charcoals and pastels and a little bit of oil in there. It was gorgeous to watch. This film was definitely different with the simplistic form of animation, but it felt old school, like something that we don't do anymore, where every frame felt hand drawn, where you could feel the passion of the artist in it, as they show the impact of one leaf going from the dinosaurs to today in just such a short film, and you could feel the impact just because of the passion from the artist. It was beautiful, along with the leaf being one of the few forms of color in it, showing what one leaf can do, and the music went just along with it to really narrate the story so you can feel like you're floating along with this leaf.